What's up, guys?
What's up, Pat?
How you doing today?
Blessed. About you?
Doing good. Appreciate you sitting down with us today.
Appreciate you, man.
So we got the CEO of JonesRoyalBullys joining Supply Lab today for an exclusive interview. How you doing today, Mr. J. Jones?
Doing good, man. Blessed. Thank you for having me. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, my brother. Appreciate you asking.
What's up?
So if you're ready, we can dive right into it.
Let's get it.
Just talk to us about your first introduction to breeding and getting into the breeding business. How did you initially get involved?
It's funny you asked that. So originally, I never had a bully. I had pit bulls. I started with a boy pit bull named King, a female pit bull named Queenie. The funny thing is I had these big hopes and dreams with these two dogs. I wanted to breed them. I wanted to start them off as my kennel, but I didn't know shit that I was doing, nothing I was talking about. So long story short, I got both of those dogs fixed, and I'm glad I did. We never had a litter. I still have those dogs to this day. They're about 9 years old now. Fast forward, the pit bull was ideal, the dog that I wanted, but I saw the structure of the bully that still carried the frame of a pit bull. So it was just more muscular, more toned. So when I saw that ideally gave me my vision of, hey, I want this. Not nothing against my pit bulls, they're great family pets, but I'd rather kind of go to that. So that's kind of what really did in my pit bulls, is honestly what led me to the bully game.
Just to get a little brief introduction of yourself, as a CEO, as an owner, who is J. Jones? Talk to us about your kennel, the name of your kennel, and how many bullies do you currently have?
So, J. Jones is me, myself. JonesRoyalBullys is clearly, a family-owned business. We also started with two bullies. I purchased a male named Prince. I'm not gonna say I regretted the purchase, but it's just something I did learning. And then right after his purchase, I purchased 6 other females. So you see the change of the game kind of switched, very drastically. With that being said, we have about 7 to 8 dogs. Ideally with the name, I chose Royal because I wanted to be prestige. I don't want our dogs to be looked at as low class or low anything. I fight for the best for our dogs. I try to feed them the best as well. Exercise them, all the things to keep them as prestige or royal in a sense. So that's another reason why we chose the name JonesRoyalBullys.
So now you have 6 dogs. You're breeding. It seems like it's going well. Talk to the people how you got into the show business or getting into your first actual showcase.
So we actually we're gonna breed. We're gonna be a breeding kennel. So in a sense, it's different ways you can go about with being a successful breeder, or just being in this bully game. Some people just breed, some people don't attend shows, some people just attend shows and don't really breed. So in a sense, we were just gonna focus on our productions in-house. But a show, in a sense, is something prestige of a title recognition. You have to go under so many judges, seen forth, touched by, state to state to show your prestigeness against other dogs. I could sit back all day behind Facebook or, Twitter and type and write and say I have the best damn dog, but unless I could put him forth to judge or her forth to judge, they can actually deem and give me those titleships. So that's what really made me want to attend shows. Lastly, I've been attending shows for a year, and we finally just checked out one of our females in the camp. So it's a huge success, something that we are very thankful for doing.
What is your vision or your main goal or your end goal, with JonesRoyalBullys?
So right now, we are roughly I would still say not a startup kennel, but still on the foundation brinks of getting everything on the road. So right now our vision is to knock out, I would say, a solid 15 breedings. Once we knock out those breedings in the next 4 to 5 years, we're gonna slowly, gradually show dogs. I really just want to show and put our reputation out there to show how prestige over our kennel we can be. Also, we're gonna focus really big on DNA testing. A lot of kennels steer away from that because we want to make sure that our dogs are shown to be who they're supposed to be, their dominance and the blood that we're choosing. So I don't want anyone to ever be misled when they use our name or can drag it underneath the show that, you know, we're doing something falsified, because a lot of kennels, some big name kennels are doing things of that nature. And then the end goal would be just us having a new facility. You know, all our dogs are with us now, but in a sense we want to have a beautiful facility for our dogs to maybe house about 70 dogs. So that's something we would want to do end goal for our kennel.
It's a great segue into your actual kennel. Is your kennel indoor or outdoor currently?
So currently, right now, all our dogs are domestic, meaning they are in-house. I have no ill will against breeders or kennels that have outside facilities, but we are in the brinks of building a new in-house facility, and right now all our dogs are in-house, meaning they all live in my house. All 8 dogs, yes, and believe it or not, we have, you know, a beautiful room in the back that we built on our house just for the dogs. And if you follow us on our YouTube page, you also could check out and see our facility, because we have it on there, so you can see our setup, see our dogs, and see just kind of how they're living.
You speak a lot about your dogs. I know there's got to be a lot of love there. And so with that being said, what are you feeding your dogs?
So right now, a huge question I get asked a lot. We switched our feeding currently about a month ago. We were feeding Pro Pack and Blue Buffalo kibble, which has been great for us. I've been feeding that for the dogs about 3 years now. No issues. It helps with the allergies. I know a lot of guys have allergy issues, but currently we, you know, want to be the best. We try to be prestige. We are now feeding Origins. Origins is a newer, higher end brand. It's you know, a little costly, but at the same time, it's very high in protein for the dogs. We also feed a nice base raw diet with the kibble mix. So our dogs have about 50% kibble, 50% raw. We also add in about a few supplements, just needing to uphold the correct vitamins and things that they need, just to, you know, keep them at their prestige capability that they can be. You know, a lot of people sometimes get a bully and they think, oh, you could just feed it kibbles and bits, and it's like, hey, no, that's just like feeding a child just a PB&J every single day. You know, that kid's not gonna never grow correctly. He's not gonna get his correct nutrients. You know, his bones won't build correctly. He will never be his full capability of what he could be. Same with your dogs. So don't buy an expensive dog and then try to feed it, you know, a cheap feed or a cheap kibble.
And when it comes to dogs, especially with bullies specifically, do you have a preferred class or style? If so, why?
Okay. Right now, mainly only focus on pocket style. I do like standards. Maybe in the future I will push the standards, but right now, our first 5 years, once again 5 to 6 years, we're only focused on pocket. So with those 15 breedings, a pocket style is something that's short, the shortest style class between the 3 classes. You have pocket, standard, and XL. So we're focused on the shortest style bully. We want to make that dog look as athletic as possible, as stout as possible. We want it to be able to run around. We want it to be able to show. We want it to also just be able to lounge with your kids at home. You know, we want to breed for temperament. We don't just want to have an ideal, oh, that's a badass looking bull. We want every check off that box checked off. So, you know, it's just something we're striving for right now. We're not going to push for any other style of bully or class until we perfect or try to perfect what we're trying to do.
Just transitioning into your dogs and breeding. Speaking of breeding, do you have any new puppies on the way, or when can we expect some new puppies?
So honestly, right now, the camp's busy. A few up and comers. I have a prince son named Turchik. He's about 13, 14 weeks. He also is one of our in-house productions. One of my buddy of mine. You know, we collaborate on the litter. So he's something I would say is gonna hold the torch and keep us going. We also have a few breedings. We just did a Pablo Escobar to my Prince daughter, Princess Aurora. So that's 2-time Waffle, 2-time Louis V, Heat Waves, a lot of beautiful pedigrees in that. We also have, I have a Morocco granddaughter that's going to Shots Fired, and that's going to be popping off in the next month or so. So we have a lot of things that's in the works. I have a few other females that's coming up. So I mean, I can give you a list of everything, but we have a lot of stuff coming up in the near future. So just please stay tuned, man. JonesRoyalBullys, we really just now starting up.
As a breeder, being successful in this bully industry, what has breeding done for you up until this point?
Man, that's really crazy that you asked that, because at the same time, you know, people always look at this first as a money thing. I first looked at this taught me patience. You know, really the biggest thing, I have 2 beautiful daughters, and with them that taught me patience as well, but having them and my bullies just as tied in with my family, my fiance, you know, just really all holds as one. You know, it really helps cope. The family just all as one. You know, the kids love the dogs, so with that being said, you know, that helps with training. You know, the dogs should just be around the house, you know, they can run around with the kids. It just helps us all kind of just have a hobby as one. You know, the kids are also junior handlers, so that helps out. They get to go to shows and show the dogs, you know, my 3-year-old and 2-year-old. So it's just really a huge impact for us. You know, it's just kind of something that we just kind of took on and ran with it. And at the same time, we get to travel. So that's the biggest blessing. So, you know, fortunate enough that I can, you know, take care of that and do that with my family. But we get to travel every state. So that's something my kids get to see, something they probably wouldn't have if I didn't have these dogs.
What advice do you have for any upcoming breeders, or just any type of you know, feedback, any way you can pay it forward to somebody looking to do what you're doing right now?
The biggest advice I can give, honestly right now, is they always say do your homework and do your research. Yeah, that's cool, but you honestly need to know what is your first initial step and go. When I say that, you know, you need to know if you want to buy a male or female. That's most important. Don't just go say, oh, I want a dog, and then you talk to a breeder and they say, I have this left, and you just say, okay, I want that. You know fully a plan, know fully, in a sense, you know, the amount you can afford. I think that's really big with first time breeding advice. You know, a lot of people go into this not knowing really the price tag of some of these dogs. Some of these dogs is up to like $100,000, but at the same time, you know, they sell them also as cheap as $1,000. So you see the margin, but just know what you're buying, know what you're looking into. Then I would say do your homework on the program you're getting. Ask about them to see if they're somebody who's been around for some time, reputable. Lastly, I would say make sure you take care of your dog. Make sure you can fully take care of your dog. And I don't mean just housing. I mean vet bills, I mean maintenance, I mean shows, I mean paperwork, I mean registry. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know it was $1,000 to do this. I didn't know it was $500 for an ear crop. I didn't know it was $1,000 for a C-section. It's just like, yo, you know, you gotta be prepared, because at the same time, you just spend $3,000 on a dog and you think that it's gonna be cheap. Last thing, it's like buying a Mercedes-Benz, buying a Ford Focus. Well, if I go buy that and I can't afford it, why would I do that? You know, so same as a dog, you know, just make sure you can afford and take care of your dog. And it's not necessarily an expensive thing, but just know what you're doing, know who you're with, and just keep the, you know, the love genuine with what you're doing, and you will be fine. What's up again, YouTube family? Jay Jones. Hey, I just want to say first off, appreciate you guys for checking out this clip. So if you could do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, comment, and share if you like the JRB. Let's keep it rolling, baby. One love.